When outside natural habitats, they can preserve the ex situ conservation, botanical gardens, preserve the plant species. For example, Indian Botanical Garden, Calcutta, and next one is the so World Botanical Garden is the Q. Juice is the protect, especially botanical gardens, zoo parks, and next one is the NBRI, gene banks. These all are protecting the outside. On-site conservation. On-site conservation is the ex situ conservation. In situ conservation, national parks. Okay, zoo parks and seed banks and gene banks are the zoo parks is the protecting of the breed endangered animals in zoo parks. In the botanical gardens, they can preserve the plant species. Example, the some of the endangered plants. Next one is the seed banks and gene banks. They store the genetic material for the future use. Next one is the cryopreservation, storing of the cells and tissues at a very low level temperature, approximately minus 196 degrees in preservation. What are the ways of the conservation in the biodiversity? Reduce the deforestation and the habitat destruction. Promote the sustainable agriculture and the eco-friendly practices. Strengthen laws against the poaching and illegal wildlife trades. Increase the awareness and the community participation. And encourage the afforestation. And what are the importance of the biodiversity? Then ecological importance. Main importance of the biodiversity. Next one is the ecosystem stability. The biodiversity ensure the resilience in the ecosystem, allowing the recover from the disturbances like the climate change and natural disaster. And in nutrient cycle also. Nutrient cycle is the microorganisms, the plants and animals helps in the recycling of the nutrients essential for the soil fertility and plant growth. Pollination and seed dispersal is the another aspect of the importance of the biodiversity. Pollination and seed dispersal. Mainly, pollination is the most of the 80% of the pollinated by the honeybees. Next one is the many species and such of the bees, butterflies, and birds play the crucial role in the pollination. This is the vital role plant in the production and the food production. Climate regulation. The forest in the ocean and the wetlands absorb the carbon dioxide, helping to the regulate the global temperature and reduce the climate change effects. Next one is the economic importance of the biodiversity, mainly agriculture. Food and agriculture, biodiversity provides the variety of crops and the livestock, fish and wildlife plants that is the sustain the global and food production. Next one is the medicinal resources. Many medicines, including the antibiotics and painkillers and the derived from the plants, fungi and microorganisms. Raw materials, the biodiversity support the industries such as the timber, textiles and paper production. Tourism and recreation, wildlife and the natural landscapes attract the millions of the tourists and the generating economic benefits of the many countries. Social and the cultural importance, traditional knowledge and practices, mainly indigenous communities rely on the biodiversity and medicines and the cultural practice. Aesthetic and spiritual value. Nature and the wildlife have the inspired art, literature, and religious beliefs in the across the civilization. The mental and physical well-being export to the nature has been the proven to the reduce the stress and the improve the mental health. Scientific importance, biotechnological innovation, genetic diversity enables and scientists to develop the new crops, disease resistance, Next one, ethical and moral responsibility. Intrinsic value. Every species have the right to exist. The humans have the a moral duty of the protecting the biodiversity for the future generation. Interdependency of life. The survival of the one species often depends on the others, making conservation of a shared in the responsibility. What are the threats to the biodiversity? Despite importance, biodiversity faces the threats such as the deforestation, pollution, climate change, habitat destruction, overexploitation, and invasive species. Conservative efforts, the protecting of the biodiversity. Wildlife sanctuaries is the Kinnarsani and Pocharam Wildlife Sanctuaries and Shivaram Wildlife Sanctuary and the Pakal Wildlife Sanctuary and Pranayita Wildlife Sanctuary. Okay, these are the wildlife sanctuaries. Etur Nagaram and three Kasuna Brahmanand Reddy National Park, Mahaviru Hariyar Navasun Murugavani National Park is also located in the Rangareddy. 573 wildlife sanctuaries in throughout the India, according to 2023 data. At the same time, hotspots also, four hotspots is there in India. One is the Himalayan regions, Western Ghats, and next one is the Sundarlands and next Indo-Burma regions. Actually, richness of the species, the highest species also they can see into the in Western Ghats. What are the importance of the hotspot? There's the mainly hotspots is the throughout the world in the 36 hotspots is there. Mainly have the at least 1500 species of the vascular plants in the endemic species found in the nowhere else. Have the lost of the least 70% of the original vegetation due to the human activities. Major biodiversity hotspots in throughout the world: Asian Pacific region, Indo-Burma, Himalayas, Sunderlands, and Philippines. These are the Asia Pacific region. South and North America: Amazon rainforest, Atlantic forest, California floristic province, and Mesoamerica, Africa, Madagascar, and the Indian Ocean islands. Genuine forest in the West Africa, Cape Forest, Europe and the Central Asia, Mediterranean basin causes mountains in the Central Asia, New Zealand. Okay, these are the biodiversity values and importance. Okay, thank you.